That was fast. Usually it asks me questions about my life. Look at Ginger got me a present. What's up, y'all? What is up with it? This is going to be a short live. It's going to be a short live. Off. But I have to do some things. You know, I really like how the house is right now. You know, I don't have a whole ton of money, but I mean, it's a nice couch. I just like the decoration, the furniture. I like the modest TV. I mean, I am gonna get a large, flat screen here. It just wasn't the most important thing to get first. I had to get a washer and dryer and things like that. And then if you come over here into the dining room, this is a really unique piece of furniture a table that was really expensive. We have angel picture, and I got that at Walmart. Oh no, we're having a moment here. We're just going around. Okay, not the best coffee maker, but definitely has been working well. I still don't know where those witches came from. They're not witches. They're just medieval. When girls wear medieval type clothes, all of a sudden they're witches. It's just depiction of whatever, 17th century British women. Okay, so there's a couple things. I'm going to live. Okay, this is already not. Okay, car keys, knife, cigarettes, wallet. A lot of coffee mugs. I don't know why I have so many coffee mugs on the table. Believe me, there's something in each one of those. You know what I mean? A little something in each one of those to get the day going. So yeah, I mean, I have a topic. They're pretty. Well, first I'm gonna make fun of Jenna Davis for about 5 minutes, just to let you guys know. And then I got to go into some topics. Well, I don't got to, but just I might not even get into them. They're Jay Dyer type topics. They're tockets. They're Jay Dyer tockets. But I might talk a little bit about, not really, just not so much from a I don't know how to explain it. I really don't. Just sort of some more like questions that I have about something, not so much how things are. Boo. Widow's son. Okay, so just maybe some questions about some stuff. Some thoughts I've had about certain topics with, like, not to be boring, but religious, stuff. I think we're gonna do the live over here, people. People. I got these chairs 4 months ago, and it's like, okay, I'm gonna assemble them on my day off, and then the next week happened, and the next week happened. So eventually I just paid someone, like a handyman, $40 to assemble these, and he did it in like 10 minutes. It probably would have taken me 3 hours, and I would have gone live. Look, I'm doing something. I'm going live. I'm going live. J-Dyer, get over here. No, I don't know. Right now I'm just thinking if Jay Dyer was at my high school, what kind of guy would he be? Would he be part of our friend group or affiliates? Or would we make fun of him? I don't know, I think he'd be pretty cool. If he was in the worship group. I remember we had that in high school. We had our, I don't know how we were a Christian group of friends, because you would never be able to tell that, because we were so fucking crazy, but I mean, technically we were, we had so much fun. Well, I only went to 9th grade. But then I went to independent study. Whew. Man, I shaved. I had to shave. What the hell, y'all? I looked in the mirror this morning. I'm like, what the fuck? It looked like a disguise, like a costume, like it was a fake beard. I could grow a beard really quick. I didn't shave for 4 weeks, and I had this full fucking beard, and I was like, looked like one of the 3 kings. We 3 kings. I should have taken a picture of my beard. I swear, just in the last 2 days, it got like twice as long than it was 4 days ago. 4 or 5 days ago, it almost just looked like facial hair. It didn't look like a beard. It was just like, oh, he has facial hair. But just this morning, it was just, and I just felt like such a fucking bum that I had to fucking shave my beard. I was, what the hell is going on around here, y'all? I'm gonna heat my coffee up. What's up with I'm sorry, Jenna Davis. Jenna. She posted a Christmas Carol, and it seemed like she was just, I could tell she's just fucking around, But there's so many orbiters out there that are just willing to comment and like any little fucking thing. It's like, baby, please come home. It's hot in here. I was kind of thinking about Portland this morning. It's just, what the fuck was that? That was such a weird time in life. I think I was sick. I think I had a disease or something when I was in Portland. But I was working so much that I just had to work through it. I did take some amoxicillin. 30 days of amoxicillin. I swear I had a fucking disease or something. I got this keyboard for my studio, and the next song I'm gonna record, I'm gonna throw some keys in the mix. I got a song I'm gonna be recording maybe today actually. It's about I don't know. It's a 2-chord song. I mean, the song only has 2 chords, and it's about this obviously about this girl. I'm so sick of fucking hearing songs about girls, writing songs about girls. Girls are fucking kind of disgusting the older you get. You know, when you're a dude, the older you get, the less interested you are in females. I'm serious. I don't know how that is, but you're just like, that shit is gross. You know, just everything about them just seems kind of fucking disgusting once you get older. But anyways, the song that I might record tonight is about a fucking girl. I don't fucking even like her anymore, but it is what it is. I wrote a song, you know, and it's about her just being gone, you know, just gone out of your life, and walking by different places that you went to. You know, we went to that place, and then walking by the place you were at with her, you know, 4 months prior, and just walking by that bar, that restaurant or whatever, and kind of looking at where you guys were sitting, you know, at the bar, laughing, talking when everything was fine. And then 4 months later, walking by and you just see, you know, the 2 empty bar stools, and just that feeling you get. That's what the song's about. I don't really have a title for the song, but it's more or less written. I swear I need to start exercising more. I want to make fun of Jenna for like 20 minutes, but I can't for some reason right now. But I want to, believe me, I do. It's like, baby, please come home. I'm fucking burning the fuck up in this house. Turn the heater on. I recorded this song, Stand Up For Yourself, and I spent a week on it, and it's finished. And I haven't put any of it out. Anyways, I recorded the bass line, and I had to tune the guitar by ear to the bass line. And you could hear it's a little off, but it sounds good like that. It's probably going to be my favorite song that's out, and that'll be out on Martin Luther King Day in January 19th. That was so off. I can't believe I was recording like that. It was almost a whole whole note. There's a whole key. It wasn't even in A. It was so far off. That's why the song sounds unusual. Sounds good though. It worked out. Probably recording in some strange octave. There's another one. I got this tuner on Amazon. I don't this tuner's good. It's working so far. It's the first time I'm using it. Yeah, so it's not perfect, but this guitar is a Casino. That's the name of it. It's an Epiphone Casino, and it's just one of those guitars where it never doesn't matter how well you tune it. It just seems a little out of tune all the time. And I don't know if I dropped it or if it warped in the heat, but yeah, I could get it a little better. Later today when I record, I will tune it a little bit more. But anyways, I bought this other tuner, and it was the one that clamps on to your instrument and it tunes it by the vibration. And I don't think that tuner was very good at all. Does anybody even play instruments anymore? It's just everything's so digital. Yeah, Jenna, your Christmas song fucking sucks because I could tell you're joking around and you're not being serious or sincere for whatever reason, whatever. You know, sometimes when girls, they're at that age or they're whatever insecurities they have, they're kind of fucking around, on YouTube, just. It's their way to where a man will get angry and fuck shit up, like girls get sarcastic and. Thank you. And then I'm thinking maybe she is singing like authentically, and she just has a fucking kind of goofy personality or something. I don't know, because she's so young. Fucking guitar keeps hitting on this fucking thing. Right. There we go. That's what's irritating about a lot of YouTubers, is a lot of them, it's like they're just fucking around, you know. Something about the younger generation, them being not authentic, not sincere, not real, basically, is their way to reflect or project. It's how they kind of deal with life. And I get it, you know, it's punk rock, to be sarcastic and stuff, and to be a mocker. I was also a lot like that when I was a teenager. But I feel like when we were mocking people when we were teenagers, it was better. It wasn't so fake or something. And these YouTubers, they just seem like fake fucking idiots. And that's what it is they're trying to be irritating while they're mocking. And it's just, it's not an actual, being a YouTuber is not an actual career. I don't care what kind of fucking house you buy or how much money you make. It's like gambling or selling drugs. You know, it's just, it's not a legitimate way to make a living. So you want self-esteem, do steamable acts, and being a YouTuber, even though I'm on YouTube right now, going live, it's not any, you know, way to live a life. I don't think so. I mean, you know, tuning my guitar, I can't believe I published Stand Up For Yourself with my guitar so out of tune. I mean, it's fucking out of tune majorly, but it sounds good. It sounds good. It does. I made it work, but I'm thinking I'm gonna have to probably re-record that song again, just from the beginning, with a tuned guitar and a tuned bass, and I guarantee you it's the original is still going to sound better than the one that's out of tune. I don't know what kind of zone I was in or what key I was in, but it sounds fucking, it sounds dope. It sounds dope. I'm gonna be like that old black dude that he says something and then he does a little guitar lick afterwards. He's all, how are you guys doing today? I'm gonna heat up some coffee. the guitars, I don't know, it's kind of ridiculous now. I mean, guitar playing was so serious from the 50s to the 90s. It was a very serious matter. All rock music, 80s hair wave music. I mean, people weren't joking around. I mean, they were very serious about their rock music and guitar playing. It was a very serious thing. Now it's hard not to laugh at like a lot of those genres. I wrote that song a long time ago, probably when I was 19 years old or something. Okay. So, my music's been getting a lot of streams lately. I don't have a lot of followers on anything, but the streams are starting to, I'm starting to get, little amounts of money regularly. I've put in over $10,000 into my music, so I'm nowhere near even breaking even, but it's still nice to get, something. So Don't Call Me Back, She's a Villain, Orange Night, I'm on Top. Those have the most streams, and then Crystallized and Holy Tabernacle have a lot of streams, I guess. I got an oil change yesterday. Incredible service. Incredible. Didn't have to do shit. Everything was paid for with my Ford reward points. I just gave them my keys. They did a tire rotation, an oil change, and then gave me a piece of paper saying my truck's in perfect condition and that I don't owe anything because of my Ford past reward points. So there's benefits of getting a new car. Plus a warranty, roadside assistance, powertrain. Warranty is nice, peace of mind. So I think every generation goes through this. They don't talk about it. Because when I was in my early 20s, people in their 40s thought we were idiots. They did. You guys are idiots. You don't know how to work on your cars. Your music sucks. You guys are worthless pieces of shit. I mean, they said that about us when we were in our early 20s. And we thought we were just so much better than everybody else. And now that I'm 40, I'm looking at people in their 20s like they're fucking idiots. So I guess it's just a generational thing. I don't know. They're not that bad. I mean, Jenna's music is pretty good, actually. She has a couple songs that I think are well written, and her voice is perfect for them. And the lyrics are cool, and it's country. I mean, it's so Walmart country, but it's still pretty good. I mean, I could respect it from the point that it's recorded well, it's produced well, it's engineered well, and it sounds put together. It's easy listening. It's not the stuff I do. I do like obviously punk rock, edgy stuff, but it's worth. I've subscribed to her channel, so I know I'm making fun of her cheesy ass fucking sarcastic Christmas carols, but she's still I think worth good enough to be a professional musician. I think for sure. So so now I'm gonna get into some weird shit. I know it's gotten a little weird already, but it's getting weirder. Okay, so I know I'm totally going to jump topics right here. I'm Eastern Orthodox. It technically is my stamp of faith. I was chrismated. I went through the whole ceremony or ritual or whatever. I don't ever go to church. I don't even fucking like a lot of people at Eastern Orthodox churches. I think they're fucking dicks. I think they're pompous fucking cunts. But it is what it is. I'm still, I got the fucking pictures, I was chrismated in the church when I was like 26. So, but I've been thinking about praying to saints. I mean, are they actual saints, or are Orthodox and Catholic Christians praying to some kind of entity? Or was there an entity in the saint and they're praying to that entity? Or is it some schizophrenic shit and you're like praying to people that lived 1,000 years ago and it's super fucking weird and creepy? So which one is it? Or is it, you're praying to that person, they're in heaven and they're right next to God or the angels, and you're actually, they're interceding for you. Because sometimes I feel like it is like that, and sometimes I feel like it's like some creepy demonic shit. Like I have different vibes, when I've been in a church. Like I was at this one church in California, and I like look to the left of me, and there's this like giant wall of like 50 icons with like candles, and I got like a really creepy vibe. But then there's other times I've been in an Orthodox church, like a Greek Orthodox church, and you see the altar and you see like a couple large icons, and I don't have a creepy vibe. So I don't know if it was just like that church. It was a convert church, and a lot of I'm just going to say it, they're crazy. So you have crazy Protestant Christians that are crazy, and then they convert to Orthodoxy and become even double fucking crazy. So I think it might have just maybe been that church or something, but I just got a really dark vibe. And the church was completely made up of converts. So I don't know if it's the people and not so much the act of praying to the saints, but Again, if I go to a cultural Orthodox church that's like mainly Greek or Russian, I don't really get that creepy dark vibe. It's only at convert churches. So I'm not trying to be a dick if you just converted to Orthodoxy. I'm just trying to wrap my head around like praying to the saints. Hold on, wardrobe change. It's still, the day's moving and I still have to do some stuff today. So hold on, and let me get that picture out. Okay, so this is an actual picture. There was social platforms at this time. There was social platforms, but this was still a time where people were, taking actual Polaroid pictures or pictures from a camera, and printing them out. But anyways, this is when I was chrismated. There's a picture on the back of this that's really weird. I'm not gonna show it, but it's weird. It's because it's from Michael's, the store Michael's, and that's Father Michael. I almost said Saint Michael. So that's Father Michael, and he chrismated me in the Eastern Orthodox Church. He passed away, memory eternal. He had cancer, and he died within a year. Very quickly, he was very healthy. So that's Antiochian Orthodox, is what I was chrismated in. And that church was kind of half converts and half Lebanese, so cultural Orthodox. It was actually a really nice mix. It had a very cultural Orthodox vibe, but it also had a sort of vibrant convert vibe, and it mixed actually really well. It wasn't, and actually this church broke off from another Antiochian church that was purely Lebanese, and they got sick of all the converts going to the church, so they had like a little schism, and this church was like the convert, the branch off. And this is a sister church to St. Andrew's in Corona with Father Traham. So the church I was chrismated in, we actually funded and gave the money to Father Traham to build his church. Literally, we built his fucking church. Like literally, the wealthy Lebanese people funded and built his church. And one of the families responsible for that was my old boss, Lebanese family, who are like unbelievably fucking wealthy. Okay, so that's me being chrismated. I was 26 there. I'm 40 years old now. So, I still got to get ready for the day. So praying to the saints, I mean, and if you think about it, I don't think, so let's take a saint, maybe like St. Peter or Peter, Paul. If you're a Protestant, you would just say Paul instead of St. Paul, or Peter instead of St. Peter. If you ask them while they were alive, hey, we're going to paint giant pictures of you and like pray to you and stuff, they probably would not, want you to do that. But of course they wanted their saints, so they're all super humble and stuff. So they probably wouldn't want you to do that. But at the same time, we do that to our own family that passes. It's very common to see a painting or a picture of a grandparent or a great grandparent or whatever, an uncle or even a teacher or whatever, some person that's made a profound impact on your life, you paint pictures of them and you put pictures of them in your house. But I don't know if you would, you pray to them, but I mean, some people do. People go to graveyards and pray to people, pray to their own family members, I mean, I know it falls under belief and doubt, but people do that. And sometimes I have a story and I wrote down so I won't forget to say it, but I was trying to sell this property in California and it was priced correctly and it almost sold 2 or 3 times and every time it fell out in escrow. And it was years, and it got ridiculous to the point where it's like, what the fuck is up with this property? It's priced correctly. There's a bunch of people that want it, and then like something happens in escrow. So I looked up, what saint is in charge of whatever property or something like that. And it was Saint Anthony. And the Catholics suggested to get a little image of Saint Anthony, like a little statue, like a mini statue, and bury that on the property and pray to Saint Anthony that it sells. And I got a little image, a little statue of Saint Anthony. It's just like a little plastic Saint Anthony statue, and I buried it on the property and it sold the next week. Right away. It sold immediately after years. So when you say this story or whatever, it sounds to a lot of people in America would say, okay, that's really weird. That sounds like witchcraft. That sounds like magic or something. So what is the difference between Christian magic or witchcraft and pagan magic or witchcraft? What's the difference? Is there like how thin is that line? And so it just makes you wonder. And then obviously there's been a lot of, especially in the Russian church, they adopted a lot of, the Slavic and the Viking pagan customs in the Russian Orthodox Church, to the point where they put food offerings in front of icons and images of Christ and stuff. And that's a pagan ritual. That's something you see like Buddhist people do, put like oranges and money and stuff in front of images of saints. And we do that in the Orthodox Church. There's a Greek custom where they bake a certain cake to find your spouse. Women do that. They get so desperate for a husband that they bake this cake to the saint and then do this ritual and stuff, and it's supposed to bring them their husband. So it's just very cultural, and coming from a WASP country, white Anglo-Saxon, a Protestant country, that would be the way I was raised, being Lutheran, which Lutheran is actually really similar to Catholicism. I didn't realize that until I got a lot older, but I went to a private Lutheran school, but like Lutheran and Protestant, especially non-denominational churches like Calvary chapels and stuff that I was involved in when I was a teenager. You would never, ever fucking bake a cake to a fucking saint or bury a little saint and do this prayer to get something you wanted. That's like considered so wrong with how I was raised. So becoming Catholic or Eastern Orthodox, technically, it's just a little bit not confusing, but it's, sometimes I wonder, it's a little weird, let's be honest, it's fucking weird, having, 50 dead saints. Oh, they're still supposed to be alive, technically, but they're departed. 50 departed saints, and they're all on the wall, and everybody has their head covered, and there's candles lit, and they're praying to them. It just seems fucking bizarre, How can you not see that as being bizarre and weird? I don't fucking care how you explain it. Like Jay Dyer's like lunatic fucking fan squad, you know. Oh well, technically, da 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 da. It does. I don't fucking care what you say. It's fucking weird. It's weird. Um, so that's why sometimes the Roman Catholic Church seems a little more appropriate because they will have like maybe one image of a saint or something, or one or two statues. It's in the Orthodox Church, you have like 70 different fucking dead people hanging around the walls. You know, it seems, you know, a little much in the convert churches because they just have usually an old Protestant church that they converted, so they just basically nail all these like little individual icons all over the wall. That's the weird part. I think when you have a Greek church and they actually have an iconographer and the church is covered with iconography, I think that looks beautiful. I think that looks appropriate. It looks nice, you know, like a lot of the churches, the Greek churches that I've been to. But it's like when you have these convert churches and they have like 90 little fucking mini icons on the wall, it looks fucking weird. And it's like going in someone's living room and it's like they fucking jerk off and then they say their Orthodox prayers for 40 minutes in front of like 70 little wooden icons. And they feel all bad and shit. It's like some psychopathic shit. In my opinion, okay. I mean, I have a couple icons in the house, but it's just like I have like one angel icon and like a little Saint Nectarius icon in the kitchen. That's like normal. That seems appropriate. But man, some of these converts, you know, it's like they have the icon walls, and it's like fucking 70 icons. It's just weird, man. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't mean to offend you, but that's some fucking weird shit in my opinion. That's what I do. I go live on YouTube and just fucking talk shit on people for like an hour. That's... Oh, man. So, yeah, stand up for yourself. I'm feeling a little insecure about that song because that was before I ordered my tuner on Amazon, so I just tuned it by ear. And now I'm really kind of insecure about it because I just tuned my guitar and they were so far out of tune that it was another key. So, but it sounds good. And maybe the bass, I haven't tuned the bass yet, so maybe the bass is equally just as out of tune. Sounds lined up because they're tuned to each other, not to a universal tuning. I'm still publishing it. I'm still releasing it. I've listened to it enough times in my truck where I think Stand Up For Yourself sounds really fucking good. But I also want to re-record the song with a proper tuning, like I said earlier in the video, and it's going to, yeah, just to have, you know, an actual in-key version of... Thank you to my new subscribers. I had 444 subscribers, and I think it's at like 455 or something. So I've gotten 10 subscribers in the last 2 or 3 days. I'd like to say I'm sorry, but you know, welcome. I feel sorry for you, but welcome in. Welcome to the show, motherfucker. We are gonna have a lot of fun hanging out together. I know, you know, I give Jay Dyer props because he talks about some of these topics I just went into, but in a much more educated, professional way. But anyways, he still gets into some weird fucking shit, you know, the economical council of 1,000 years ago, shit that nobody fucking cares about or wants to hear about. and he has 100,000 or more subscribers. He has a lot of fucking subscribers, and he goes live for 4 hours and talks about the weirdest shit in the world, and he has tons of people. That his comment section is lit, and I mean, it's great. So I just, it's impressive. It's pretty impressive, and he makes a good amount of money. I make more money than him, but he makes a pretty good amount of money people give him $5, to talk about orthodoxy. He's an Orthodox apologist. I mean, that's what he does. But he's also a comedian. The best content that Jay Dyer does is when he goes over movie genres. Whatever, 80s action movies or Quentin Tarantino movies or whatever he decides to get into. I think that's something that everybody could enjoy, not just people that are into religious stuff. I was watching one of his lives. They were going over 80s, like Jean-Claude Van Damme movies, and his wife was there. And the comment section was pretty great. And it was a good chemistry. I enjoyed that live. One of these days, I will subscribe or give him like $5 or something. Because I've watched Jay Dyer for at least 20 hours, probably a lot more. So, you want to pay somebody if you're watching their shit for that long. I mean, they're entertaining you, so. Music genres, movie genres. I never really thought about that. I always talk about music genres. Music genres being a direct reflection or response to whatever's going on in society at that time. Example, 80s new wave started to sound more digital. Technology and computers were advancing. And so all of a sudden the music started sounding more digital, robotic, started having more effects, like bands like Depeche Mode came out, and just that's an example of a genre being a reflection of what's going on in society. And a response would be the counterculture in the 1960s, where everything was very cookie cutter Protestant American. So then you had people get into Eastern religions and more psychedelic sounding music, and that was a response, just like the punk rock in the late 70s in England was a response to the culture, and then 80s new wave would be like a reflection. So yeah, music genres are a direct reflection or response to whatever's going on in society at that time. So maybe, I just said movie genres. I never thought of movies as having a genre. It's more of like an age. There's 90s movies, there's 80s movies, there's 70s movies, which are fucking bizarre. Some of those 70s movies, it's like, whoa, it's like a porn. It's like I'm watching this fucking movie. Now I'm seeing like two naked people that's never shaven in their entire life, just totally fucking, and it's like, it's a mainstream movie, and it's all of a sudden it's a porn. The 70s movies are really weird. And then I've been watching the Western Channel a lot lately, and there's some weird movies from the 60s, old Western movies that are just like Quentin Tarantino movies. They're just bizarre. They're weird. They're long, weird fucking movies with weird characters. There's this one that I've watched 2 or 3 times, and the last live, I think I was filming some of it. It was on TV. But some of those movies, they're dropping like the N-bomb, the full on saying the N-word. Like it's normal, just at the dinner table. Oh, I saw a fucking beep today. And you're just like, what the fuck, man? You can't say that shit, So it's interesting to see, I want to say movie genres, but yeah, it's unusual. So I'm so bummed out about my Christmas tree. I was fucking around trying to swing the little battery container in the glass vase and broke it and couldn't fix it. So I'm gonna have to go, and that's what I'm gonna do today. Is I'm gonna go buy little lights and just put lights on this little Christmas tree right here. Put a bunch of lights on that little Christmas tree. Sorry if anybody's commented or said anything. I'm not. Yeah, I can't see the comments. I just don't see them. Not being rude, I just don't see them. I just literally don't see them. I think YouTube and all social platforms should be destroyed for some reason. I don't know why. I think we need to destroy all social platforms somehow. And maybe, I don't know, cell phones have their uses. But we need to break them down to the basics or something. All right, I think that's it. Just wanted to talk about saints and make fun of Jenna for 5 minutes. In her weird fucking singing voice, and I could just tell she's being sarcastic, she's fucking around, and she's joking around. So, I mean, which is fine, but it's manipulative, it's deceptive, because she's making people think she's sincerely singing, but she's fucking around, because I know when people are fucking around. I grew up in Orange County. Okay, I know. I went to high school in Orange County. I went to college in Fullerton. I know my own fucking kind. She's like, I'll be home for Christmas. 57 minutes. Okay, I know that live was kind of boring. We just basically looked at my chairs and looked at the picture of me getting chrismated. I know, it's fucking boring, and saw my new keyboard for my studio. It's fucking boring. It's shitty live. It's just boring and weird. It wasn't weird, but you guys made it weird. Just kidding. So, but I'm still gonna upload it. I'm gonna upload this live. I'm just glad I'm not dating Lexi. That's for sure. Like I said, oh no, here we go. Like I said early in the video, women are kind of gross. You get older and you're with enough girls. It's just like low sagging asses and these wide hips and these like bleeding vaginas, and they're just always fucking wanting something or wanting more, or they're just gross. So anyways, yeah, you guys have a great day. Have a good one. I'll be home for Christmas.